I think MRS is when you're married. MISS is anybody, right? And then MS is if you're under 21. Oh, I forgot what the difference is. How y'all doing, by the way? You can just bear with me. I was sick. Kind of still am. I don't have that much of a throat, so that much of a voice. So I was trying my best. Give me 1 second. Still getting stuff up and running right now. Just glad to be catching it early today. Got off work early due to all the football going on. Football? I thought football was I don't even know what football is. Wait, American football or world football? You're gonna. Sorry, y'all gonna hear coughing. From all the VOD watchers, I'm sorry. You hear coughing. Oh man, I hope everyone's been well. It's been 2 weeks, and it's gonna be another 2 weeks. For anyone that's coming to the VOD, like, what the heck is going on? I was away last week for Pokemon, which we'll talk about later on at one point. And then next week, I have a lovely full day event at work on a Saturday. So it's gonna be stream this week, no stream next week, and then it should be back to regular Saturday schedule, pending how I'm feeling. Don't get old. Oh my god, my throat. I'm so sorry. Hopefully the cough is not going through quick. Loud. Oh man. American football, college teams are back in play. Oh. I work at a college. I should know this. Copper. We gotta talk. Hold on. In a bit, we gotta talk. Granddaughter's working a football game. Oh my god, everybody's playing football today. It's the food stand. She used to call in her high school. Hey! Oh my god, my throat. Ooh. I need a mute button. Oh, this mic. Oh my god, I don't know why I caught y'all. Hopefully I'm not making anybody gag. I was gonna call out from streaming today, but I was like, I haven't seen y'all for a week. If I didn't stream today, y'all want to see me for a full month. And I got an update for y'all. Oh my god. I hope y'all didn't hear me. Copper. Ooh, I'm trying to quickly decide if I want to go on a walk or work in my yard. Both. First Gators game today, parking out front on the street. And okay, Marie is one of the few people I actually remember where she lives. Everyone else, I screwed the country and the state. Marie is from Florida, I believe, and Florida is famous for the Gators. So that's how I remember just now. I can't. It will be over 100 today. I only haven't. Oh god. For anybody outside of the country that don't use Fahrenheit, over 100 is over 30 degrees Celsius. It is hot. Oh my god, my throat. Hold on. Give me a second. I found the mute button. All you saw was my VTuber going. So, lots of stories as I work on the island. We're actually going to be productive. Hold on. I think my pockets are... Yeah, we are going to be productive. We just have to find a trash can first from last time where we left off. This is saying for parking. I'm a Gators fan. Gators, big teams. And been to some of the games, and I remember things getting pet. Are they like huge? Like Taylor Swift huge? I don't know very little about football. My college does not have a football team. They have a lot of other teams, but they do not have a football team. I'm about 1.5 miles from the swamp. I don't know what that means. People park here and walk in. So wait, people walk 1.5. I am so sorry. There are things I would love to go see. I would not walk 1.5 miles to go see. I'm sorry. I want to do that I want to watch you from the comfort of my living room. Mama cat, how you doing? All right. So for those that are coming in because of the title, what happened? What had happened was this, and I know for a fact this happened to somebody once. This somebody had to happen, or I'm just that unlucky and stupid. Maybe not like a concert big, but football stadiums are pretty huge. I have been to one baseball game, and I saw Taylor Swift once. Naru, thank you for the 199 from the ha he he. Konaru? I know Naru's your name. I don't know what Kon means, but thank you for the 199. How you doing, Naru? Thank you for the 199. Much appreciated. It will help me with my bail. I'm kidding. I didn't get arrested. Oh man. I think I need to do yard work later on, Copper, if I'm feeling better, to be honest. So, those that don't know, if you're in the atmosphere of playing Pokemon Go, which is a whole other story, by the way. Last Saturday, while I wasn't streaming, was there was supposed to be this big, giant, massive event. My fellow chained colleague. What? Oh yeah, chains. Oh my god. I was like, what are you talking about? Now I remember. Oh my god. We did go back on Twitch. Those that don't know, we played a lovely game called Chained Together. We should play that again one day. A few of us swap places from time to time, and we're chained together to try to climb and get out of hell to heaven. And it was a journey. Oh man, it was a blast. Sorry. No, listen. This is even about Pokemon Go. This conversation, I only bring up Pokemon Go because it was the start of this episode. We went to New York for Pokemon Go. Are y'all there? Is the Wi-Fi now? Is the Wi-Fi now? Internet speed test. Uh-oh, is the Wi-Fi now? It says everything's connected. Can y'all hear me? Uh-oh. I wonder what's going on. All of a sudden I got this biggest alert on my screen that says OBS disconnected, OBS reconnecting, OBS disconnected. I was like, uh-oh, wait, what's going on? PC Brian, how are you doing? If anybody came into that middle awkward loading thingy, I don't know what happened. That was weird. Okay. Today is an interesting day. So those that don't know, last week we went to New York for Pokemon Go. All you need to know is that in the middle of doing the game stuff, we went shopping, you know, from store to store. There was one store we went to where it was a stationery store. So they sold like pencils, pens, and that was pretty much the exclusive stuff. It was a small store. Like, hold on, I'll give you all a visual. Imagine if this was the store. And this is how big the people are. To give you a size reference, how small the store is. Give me a person. Give me a regular person. There we go. If this is your standard 6-foot person, this is how much space it was taking up. So the store was tight, right? I personally have no interest in pens and pencils. Sweet, I'm happy I'm back. I have no interest in pens and pencils. As long as the writing utensils work, I am good to go. That's where my mindset is with that stuff. Oh, Naru, it's the mix of Konnichiwa. I knew Konnichiwa. And Naru. It was inspired by VTuber Usada Pakora. And the catchphrase compact. Oh, okay. I like that. Kanaru. I'm gonna call it Naru Kanaru. So there, what happened was, where's the door? We're gonna do a door. The main entrance to the store is like here, to give you a perspective of everything, right? I parked myself like right by the door. There was nothing I was gonna buy. And those that have never shopped in New York, think everything is triple the price. Like, we got a water bottle here in Connecticut. Water bottles are about $2. Over there in New York, it was 14. No, I'm sorry. 14 was for two. It was $6 to $8 for one bottle of water. to give you an idea how expensive everything is. So obviously, the writing utensils in the store was overpriced. So I was in what I call the husband parking area. Y'all know what I'm talking about? When you go to Target, usually there's a crowd of guys in the corner, just like, yep, this is where all the husbands were dropped off. I jumped from stream for a sec. Oh, I'm sorry, Bear. No, we had a disconnecting issue. So I'm sitting in this corner, and I see a bunch of cute little plushies. Listen, I'm not a pen person, but I'm a plushie person. I don't know who here has a lot of plushies in their house. I love plushies. So all you need to know is at the front door, I looked over, I saw a bunch of plushies. I'll keep the story short. New York City, my bank account is not really. Carl, wait, we gotta meet up. I'll come over to New York and say hi. I have too many plushies. So I started digging through the plushies. Like, there was tons of plushies. Not gonna lie, I was tempted to just start a stream that day. Just be like, yo, who wants a plushie? I would do one giveaway right now. It was, those plushies were like chef's kiss. And in that plushie, you know what I saw? I'm not a fan of these things. My wife has two of them. I don't know if you all collect these things. La Boo Boo, La Baba thingies. There were some of those in there too, right? So I was looking through them. I was looking through, and next thing you know, I got a tap on my shoulder. Only parking in the parking lot, but I'm not a husband or a wife. Wait, I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like I'm missing something from Bear's comment. My daughter has a Lubu. Okay, so I saw some of those. I was like, oh, I could buy a few of these and give them away in the little, you know, the random Tron giveaway thingy I was doing earlier. That I'm gonna send sometime before the Christmas, hopefully. I was like, I'm gonna grab some of these, and then next thing you know, I got a tap on my shoulder. I looked around, I was like, huh? Mind y'all, I'm focused on Pokemon. You said you were a husband. Oh! Bear, you're paying attention to the story more than I am. I was like, what parking? Bear is the student in class that will pay attention to every single word and be the student that actually correct the teacher and get it right. I forgot I said that. Husband parking area. So I'm going through the plushies. I was like, oh, these are cool little plushies. You know, this is nice. Sir. Listen, I'm sick. I'm out of it right now. I get a tap on my shoulder. I was like, huh? I was focused on Pokemon Go. So I was just like, oh, sorry. I thought I was in the guy's way. I was like, sorry, I'll squeeze over. And then the hand reached over to me to grab the plushie in my hand. I was like, no. I was here first. I want to make it very clear. I was here first. And they were trying to grab it. Long story short, those plushies weren't for sale. Those plushies were the gentleman's behind me on top of his suitcase. And those are all his purchases from his travels. He's not even American. He was outside the country traveling. And because the store was so tight, he left his suitcase there. And he was going around, you know, stocking up on pencils. And then, you know, and he looked over, he saw this random guy just looking through his stuff. At that point, I already had like a plushie flicked out from his bag. I had a plushie ready to put in my pocket to hold. I don't know where this person was from, but I'm sure he has a full story to share with his family and friends when he come back to his home country. Yeah, I was in New York. After that happened, I went over to my wife. I was like, honey, I don't think you realize what just happened. She's focused on her pen stuff. So I gave her like the very shorter version of what I just told you. I was like, yeah, I was going through the stuff, and it turns out it was somebody else's plushies. And you know, my wife is tired of my stuff. She was like, oh, and just went back to her own shopping. I never leave my stuff just sitting like that. Like, what did things? Listen, the store color, I think it was like green and something. The plushies were green and yellow. Tell me you wouldn't think that was just like open sale. And there was like at least 2 dozens worth of plush. There's like 2 dozen plushies, Labubas, and everything on there. So I was like, oh, look at this. Had the guy not tapped me, I would have awkwardly went to the counter with like half of those plushies in my arm. Like, I'll buy these, please. He's going home with stories. Those people are animals. I was attacked at the store over plushies. Yo, could you imagine? Had y'all seen, because some of you know what I look like. Imagine y'all saw my face on Breaking News. I'm not sure if it's still a thing. I think it's called World Star. Imagine you just see my face on World Star News, like Asian man gets arrested over stealing plushies at store. Oh my god. I think the guy was from the UK. Heard just a little bit of like British accent in there. Could you imagine? Classy! How are you doing, Classy? I was in your stream last week, in the earlier part of it. I was about to say hi to you and the 2 kids, and then I realized I never hit send on the message. Those I don't know, Classic Crystal Cozy Gamer. The actress, the singer, the everything. And streamer over here. And Crystal started her stream last week. I typed the message out, never hit send. And by the time I realized, I think it was an hour and a half in that I never hit send, the 2 individuals said hi to in the chat was no longer there. So I was like, I'm just gonna delete this and awkwardly not say anything in chat. I don't know if that happens to anybody. Or not even streaming. Y'all ever just type a message in an email and a text message, forget to send it, and wondering why the heck you never got a response? That was me last week with Classy. There was Aiden. Wow, look. Crystal. Oh, man. Because that's the one thing I do when there's somebody streaming. If I'm not going to be there for a while to chat, you know, I'm just listening. I may say one thing, but then I try not to. At that point, I was like, I'm doing house chores. I don't know if they're still there. They haven't commented for a while. I don't want them to say like, hey, Tron, how's it going? And then me not be present in chat while I'm listening to Crystal. Because some streamers do read everything in chat, right? And there, you know, folks, there are other streamers that won't read everything in chat. And I didn't want to be this instance where like Crystal's really focused on the game and didn't read chat. And I wouldn't hear the name call out. But it's a little loud. I look. It's fine. I've done that before the film. I hope you're doing well. Oh, man. So that was my New York story of how I almost stole something. What was I playing? I think it was Stardew. Hold on, let me look back. I can tell you the stream exactly. I don't think it was your most recent stream because this week I was out sick. Hold on, let me pull up your channel. I can tell you right now because I did leave a like on that video. I think it was Stardew or something similar to Stardew. Hold on, where's your channel at? Why can't I find your channel? Oh, I'm missing the S. Hold on, I misspelled your name. I can tell you right now what streamer was. It was Stardew 5 days ago. It was Stardew Valley Blue Chicken. Yep. Hashtag Switch 2. That was the stream. I had no idea what the blue chicken was because I don't play Stardew. But I was... Nice thumbnail, by the way. Everyone, Classic Crystal Cozy Gamer. Sorry, y'all. My throat. Oh, man. So that was my journey in New York. I will say, those that are not up to date with politics, there's a certain individual in charge of the country now. And the individual has put a big kibosh on a lot of international folks internationalized and non-Americans coming over to the country to visit. I go to New York from time to time. It's always been crowded. If you ever go to New York, it is wall-to-wall people. You'll be lucky you have personal space. This is the first time I went to New York in all my decades of living here that there were people, but it was just mostly locals. And the streets were, I wish I was taking pictures. Like, they were empty. And there was a few travelers and visitors, but it was like 1 out of like 50 people was like a traveler. Mabel gave me the same sweater your character wear, but it has been the green cape, maybe clone. Hey, let's go. Cass, how you doing? How you doing, Cass? Those that don't know, that was the one of the people I was saying hi to. And oh man. Okay, hold on. We actually have to clean up stuff while we talk. So that was, oh wait, here's the thingy. Okay, that was the time I kind of almost stole stuff. So those that don't know, a different story, not related to the Pokemon Go. Those that don't know, I work at a university. Across the board from all schools, this is just not my university. A lot of schools are not doing well right now. For obvious reasons, college is expensive, so people are looking at alternative paths. Therefore, attendance is low. Understandable. Completely understandable. So, because colleges aren't doing well, a lot of people are job hunting. But as you know, anybody that is job hunting right now, if any of you are looking for work, it is almost impossible to find work. My department, I found out half of my department ended up applying to this one position at another school that opened up. I can only, and this is going to be a continuing story because the applications aren't due yet until like 2 weeks from now. And I still have to throw my application in. I'm just thinking for HR, for those that are young, HR does the hiring process in the beginning stages. Human resources. They are about to get 20 applications from the same school. Could you imagine if you were HR hiring and then you get like 20 applicants from the same company, same department? My older brother is studying physical therapy and sports. Oh, let's go. Physical therapy, there are definitely openings for that. Sports medicine, depending on the area. Like an area and sense of where you're going to be working. Two of my granddaughters are getting practical education rather than academics, aka trade. One artist and one, that's trade under me. That falls under trade for me. Hey, how are you doing? So that's gonna be an updated story in a few weeks. We'll see how that goes. Oh man. Oh, this is the area we're supposed to clean up. I was trying to remember what I was supposed to do last time. Okay, where is? Nope, no, hold on. Where's the? Do we not pick up the recycle bin? I thought we did. Hold on. Getting old. We have kittens. Wait, like, how old? Because I wouldn't mind adopting a kitty. We do have one cat, and I've slowly grown to like cats now. I used to hate cats because of the one cat. Oh, here's the thing. 3 kittens, 10 or more. Oh, see, the only issue I have with cats, and I still have the same issue, is, in my opinion, they're not as lovable as dogs. By lovable, I mean their affection to you. I didn't know cats that much until my wife, and the first thing I did when I saw her cat was I picked up the cat right away and started to like smushing my face into its face. Clearly the cat did not like that. See, I feel like you could do that with most dogs and the dogs will love it. That's like a no-no for cats, and I didn't know that at the time. Totally depends on the cat, to be honest. my old cat would have totally. Oh, maybe I just met the wrong cat. Oh, hold on. Do I need the money? Nah, I don't need the money. So, but kitties, though, they're so cute. That was part of New York, and then I was talking to there was somebody I was talking to over there about Animal Crossing actually, and this was around the time we were waiting to hear any news, in a sense of any updates about the games. And I don't think we had any updates though, unless there. And did anybody heard any updates about Animal Crossing in general? Yes, thanks for subscribing. I'm sure you hit that button earlier. It's a delayed thing. I was talking to somebody and I said, because I play a lot of Pokemon Go. Copper, who was in chat, is one of my Pokemon Go buddies. I said, I honestly think we will probably get, this is my theory right now, we will probably get a mobile Animal Crossing game before we get the next Animal Crossing for Switch 2. Because I'm thinking Nintendo is probably looking at Pokemon Go, because they own the license to the actual name Pokemon, right? But they had Niantic, an outside company, and then they sold it to Scopely now, manage the game. So I'm wondering if they're going to sell the rights to Animal Crossing to another company for them to do a mobile game and start making money off of that IP while they develop Animal Crossing for Nintendo Switch 2. Because I don't think they started working on the game now. I've been doing a lot of research on this while I was sick this week, y'all. I was like, where is the AC 2, 3, 4, whatever the title is, Animal Crossing to the Beach or whatever. Most people are too rough with playing with both puppies and kittens. Get in, play gently. They can be like, I like to. I'm a rough player with animals, so I get what you're saying, don't worry. They already got Pocket Camp on mobile. No, they do, but I think it got canceled. I think they made it. So what I've noticed with Nintendo is, you can fact check me on this one, I think most of their mobile games, the good ones, are all partnered with some other company. Like the Mario Kart game, for example, I think it's ran by another company. And they just like essentially receive like X%, whatever their deal is. I'm assuming 30% of the revenue. I haven't seen any news yet, but I've been thinking about that game recently. I finally unboxed an early birthday present last weekend, and I've been deciding whether to start a second island or not. Wait, you've been thinking about that game recently? Or are you thinking about a different game? Animal Crossing Starter or a different one? That game got more updates than New Horizons. It did. Eventually, I stopped for a choice of new game to purchase. Yesterday, the choice was between Stardew or Hogwarts Legacy release. Realized that I can play both on a laptop and phone, so I chose the second one. Wait, you can play it on the phone? You can play Hogwarts Legacy on the phone? No, get out. The early gift was a Switch 2. I found one last month, but decided to wait until the closure to my birthdays to open it. Somebody... I'm not sure. I'm sure this is illegal, but y'all heard about the person that returned to Switch 2? I think it was, I saw it on TikTok, and I'm sure Walmart is going to try to figure out a way to address it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was this person. I think it was a two-party thing. One person bought the Switch 2 for $500, right? That's with the Mario game. And somehow they returned it to Walmart. And when Walmart took the return, they failed to check if Mario Kart was in there. And it wasn't. Because Mario Kart wasn't in there, they put the Switch 2 on clearance. And then I guess the guy messaged the other person that filmed the TikTok or whatever it was on to come grab the Switch 2 for, wait for this, $280, I think, brand new Switch 2. And then he for clearance because the Switch 2 was returned without Mario Kart. I know that's illegal, but I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to do the same thing. I was like, wait, hold on. So if I get this, return it, I get part of my money back and get the used one. I know that's illegal, or I'm sure against store policy, but I was thinking, wait, can I do this to save money? Hold on, I need to get downstairs. We're certain Walmart did not lose money on it. No. Walmart is completely fine. So, oh, this is where I was going with the whole mobile game. I really wonder if the mobile game was going to come first, and I think it is going to come first because for what I've read so far, I think the individual that was actually truly responsible for the development of AC&H was placed on a bigger, like not a bigger project, a different project. And I don't think anybody was assigned to replace his role with Animal Crossing. So based on the fact that no one was assigned to replace him, I think that means the game was never in development in the first place. And when I read that realization in my head, I said, oh, yep, so we're not seeing Animal Crossing or any remnants of it until 2028. I had hopes that there was going to be a sneak peek in 2026, probably late 2026, with a release of 2027. But at this rate, I think the announcement of the sneak peek is going to happen end of 2027 with a release of 2028 is my guess. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. Oh man, because the guy I was talking to about this was, if you look at Pokemon Go, they are making some money. Like, forget Niantic, like Pokemon, just for lending out their IP. Imagine if you gave Animal Crossing rights to a mobile game developer to do a proper mobile game, not the one that Nintendo did. Like a proper one where everything is monetized. Oh, you're gonna make so much money. Then that's what we were talking about. Those that don't play Pokemon Go. What happened was Niantic was sold to, don't say that, was sold to another company called Scopely. And what happened was in Pokemon Go, those that never played it, if you spent money in the game, you mostly spent about like maybe $20 tops a month, and you were a big spender if you did that. This go around, Copper could say she could put her input in. Most people I talked to that was actually doing this weekend, last weekend's event, to max out, so like to level up and power up this one Pokemon all the way to the point where it was like really, really usable and good. I think the average you had to spend if you were remote was like $400 plus. And for what I was told, that event was very successful in terms of cranking out money. Enjoyment, I know Copper liked it. I didn't like it so much. So I'm wondering if the higher ups of Nintendo are looking at that like, hold on, how much money was made? And instead of cranking out $20 a player on average, you can crank out more money. And they're like, can we do this with our other IPs? And I wonder if they're going to experiment with Animal Crossing afterwards. That's just a theory. Because if I was an executive, I would pitch that idea to see how much we can, you know, milk. La la la, can you hear you, ACH? I'm over Animal Crossing. I'm sure I won't care about it until you know, Marie, don't say that. They got so many events going on in Pokemon. They took, oh, I forgot Star Trek. You play it too. There are. This is not a Animal Crossing theory anymore. This is just like a mobile theory. A lot of game developers are moving to making games for phones. And what I find out is that I think that's why they had to raise the prices on a lot of console games. You look at Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, even some Steam games too. They're getting expensive. But they're so cheap when you compare it to mobile games. Because you look at mobile games, download any mobile game. You're going to get you're going to have to pay to not watch ads. You're going to get a whole bunch of ads. And then they always offer you like a $5 intro package or a $1 intro package to give you a $5 deal, to give you a $20 deal that's equivalent of $100. And then you're eventually going to get hit with like the $100 packages. And believe it or not, people spend money on those things. I think they're called whales because they whale out all their money on games. And Pokemon Go was not a game to whale out on, in my opinion, when Niantic was in charge of it, even though there were like paid events. But this is the first event where like you spent money to get to do the event. Haven't touched my Switch in at least 3 months. Oh, Marie. Mostly focus on the community days because I like to cure out each evolutions that are in the game team. Wait, Star, Carly, did you play last week's event? Because I would like to get your input and see if you actually enjoyed it, if you did. As I feel like it was a waste of a train ticket for me to get to New York. Where's my trash can? Did anybody see my trash can? Where did I put my trash can? Oy vey. I'm starting to become... What's that old... Oh, there it is. My grandpa always asks, like, where are my car keys? I feel like I'm him right now. Where's my trash can? It's over here. This is going to be the pain in the butt part. I'll be honest, with Animal Crossing, if I wasn't streaming or creating content out of it, I probably wouldn't be playing it right now either. Like, I may give it a try when it comes out again, but I think if I was just a fan, right? If I was just a viewer only, like I don't interact with the streamers, I honestly don't think I would even look for Animal Crossing news anymore. I would just be like, oh, look, the new game's come out. Maybe I'll buy it. Mama Cat, you still play? Yay! Because I think I honestly, if knowing me, if I didn't create content, I didn't put all the money to streaming, I would have bought a Switch 2 by now and just play Mario Kart, waiting for Kirby that would got released, and then Smash Brothers. But I genuinely, that's one thing I think that's why I love AC so much, because I get to meet you all. If it wasn't for AC, I never would have streamed. I never would have even thought about, you know, creating a channel or anything. I never would have met you all. And through AC, I think this applies for most of us. Forget the game. It's just the fact that through the game itself, we actually got to meet each other. And make some really, well, I think, some wonderful friends. I know there's drama in the community, but for the most part, I think it's through the game that we all got connected. I mean, we did some great stuff together when you really think about it. Like, not just my channel, all the channels, like all the fundraisers did. For like, I never did it for an actual nonprofit or stuff, but I know other folks did. And then all the fundraisers every single person did for other individuals in the community to help out each other. Here, you still play? Okay. So just Marie. Marie's like, I'm done. Still not much of a battler in Pokemon Go. We'll do raids and some battles here and there. If I see invites, I'm going to take it on, but otherwise, I'm going to catch any... Oh! Star Chart, you're playing it properly. I kind of went... I spent like $50 and I felt bad already spending $50 over the weekend to play the game. Very true. ACNH helped us find so many great communities. And it came out... I know we talk about this all the time. It came out during the perfect time when it was the pandemic. And... Oh, man. That was something else. It did connect us all with that. Very great for the friendships. Like, if you really think about it, think before AC 2020, how many like named all your friends and family, right? And then you think about all the friends and quote unquote family you made now through AC and H. It's almost either the same number or a little bit more. I don't play mobile either. I'm not the target audience. But you know who it is the target audience, Marie? All the young folks that are just getting their adult money. Generally, I've had this speech with a lot of my students. Some of my students have shared with me they play mobile games and they spend like hundreds a week from, you know, the jobs. And I said, so I had to give them a long lecture. I was like, wait, why are you spending $500 on this game when you could spend like 100 and then put the other 400 towards your student loans you're taking out so you don't gain interest? Well, you will gain interest, but not pay back as much. I just finally find Kiki a 4-year surge. Mama Cat. You should make a YouTube channel. That'll be your video right there. 4-year search finally comes to an end. Oh my god. Mama cat, that is dedication. I think I said this when I first started streaming. Because like Koro was the person I know that was doing the crazy hunt at the time to try it and get one villager, and it took her, I think, thousands. Even when the new game comes out, I don't think I have it in me to do hunts. You got maybe 20 tickets out of me tops before I just go to a treasure island. I will say though, because it will eventually happen, when the new AC game does come out, I honestly don't think we will have treasure islands. That's one thing I'm like 95% confident that's going to happen, is we will not be having access to treasure islands at all when the new AC game comes out. From what I understood, anybody that's been trying to hack the Switch 2 so far, their Switch 2 still works, but the online compatibility gets bricked. So just by that, I think that game, because of the lack of hacking, everyone's actually going to enjoy the game a little bit more. Because it's actually going to take a community to properly get stuff for your island. You actually have to do real trading. And I kind of hope it stays that way, because treasure islands were nice to sped up a lot of stuff, but it take the value out of the items you got a little bit away. I really do hope they give us mini games. I'm not sure if anybody here ever played a game called Pokemon Stadium, like the original Pokemon Stadium on the Nintendo 64. I really hope they have Animal Crossing versions of those games. It's like Mario Party. Like, imagine if you go into a game island, right? And you talk to Raymond, and there's Raymond like, hey, just jumping up and down. It's like, welcome, repeat after me. And Raymond's like, jumping up. Oh, I forgot you can't jump in this game. Look left, look right, look forward, and then you have to repeat. It's just like small little games. Use of treasure islands is why I was willing to wipe my island and then restart. Bro, that's a valid argument. That's a very valid argument. But I was just thinking more in the sense of like, when you have to work towards something, right? Like really grind it out. Like, think about it this way. If you worked and you finally paid off your car, you value your car, in my opinion, more than have someone give it to you. I'm sure you still appreciate that car, same car, if someone gave it to you, but because you put your sweat and your tears and your time into earning that car, you appreciate it more. I feel like that's going to apply with the new AC game, where you start building your island, your city, your house, whatever the new game is going to be about. And there's no treasure islands, you are going to appreciate what you design way more than just from grabbing stuff from an island and just designing it, in my opinion. The day a new Animal Crossing game comes out, I may call in. I'm assuming you even call out of work. I'm not gonna lie, Mama Cat. I think when the new AC game comes out, that's gonna be the first time I'm gonna do a 24-hour stream. Like, that's gonna be straight up. All right, everyone, grab your coffee, grab your Red Bull. We are doing a 24-hour, maybe 48-hour stream. I have very little memory in Pokemon Stadium. Oh, I remember playing it or watching somebody play it from Time to Time Hotel, but for a short time. But that was it. Oh, Star Chart. Yeah, if y'all just look up. Hold on, I'll show you. Hold on, let's see. Pokemon Stadium mini games. I honestly want them to incorporate this into Pokemon Go. So, I mean, not Pokemon Go. I'm looking at my Pokemon Go game right now. Into Animal Crossing. Yeah, Cora. Like, there was this Rattata race. You put one of the athletic villagers, like Flip or somebody, like have a whole bunch of monkeys, and you're just tapping and you have to jump over these barriers as they come. This is like Ekans game where you have to like took the Joy-Con or the stick at the time with the N64. You rotate your Ekans into a circle and you throw it into a on one of the Diglets. So you could easily do this with like one of your favorite villagers. So Lucky throwing a hoop over a gyroid, or Rossetti. Imagine Rossetti popping in and out, and you have to throw a hoop onto Rossetti. Tell me that wouldn't be fun mini games. Or, hold on, what other mini games were there? Oh, this is a memory one here. Clefairy would do like left, right, up, press X, A, and you have to repeat. This would be so fun. There was a counting game where you have like 1 billion villagers walk by and you have to guess how much there was. There's this Lickitung one, you're just 8 plates. Each plate you ate, you get food, a point. But you eat a flaming plate, you lost points. These were the games here. That'll be like the mini. I know, I want that so bad. Like, hey, Angel Kitty! How you doing? Thank you for looking! Pokemon Stadium, oh, the memories. My cousin always be... Oh, I lost those games so much. There was this Drowsy... I want an Animal Crossing version of this so bad. I wasn't fully into Nintendo realm of games until around Game Boy. Oh, sorry. See, I was a little bit earlier with you, just for Nintendo 64. And then around the GameCube, I kind of stopped. But y'all, imagine this. Yes. This was the game right here. Oh my god. I think it was me, Angel Kitty. I gifted 5 in the beginning of the stream. I forgot who it went to. To be honest. But yeah, Animal Crossing. Unless it was earlier, last 2 weeks ago. Then it was there were 3 people that actually gave gifts last week. By the way, everyone that gave gifts, thank you so much. Because hold on. Can I do something without doxing myself? No, I will dox myself. I can't show you the video. Those that don't know, it's been a while. I haven't made a stream. Oh, Angel Kitty, it was somebody else in at one point. So to whoever out there that gave Angel Kitty moons back, the membership, probably 2 weeks ago, much appreciated. Those that don't know, I am one of the fortunate millennials to actually have a house. We're paying crap ton of money on it, but we have a house. And being part of said house, you have to maintain it, right? So a few weeks ago, I think I shared this with a few folks. We had one of our neighbors was worried our big giant tree in the backyard was gonna fall and hit her house. So she offered to pay for it to get cut down. All right. So this random old lady that I never spoke to said, "Hey, I'll pay to have the tree cut down by this company." I didn't know how much she paid until after they cut the tree down. It's a 100-foot tree, so maybe how much is 100 feet in meters? 30 meter tree in height, or 20 meters, 25 meters, 30 meters maybe. A 100-foot tree. She paid $5,000 to get the tree cut down. Been raising monarch butterflies, the 13th one. Oh, wait, you raise butterflies? That's awesome. I love butterflies. Yeah, $5,000 to get the tree cut down. And then my issue was the tree guys that did cut the tree down. I asked them ahead of time. So imagine Cora was the tree guy, right? Copper, maybe you should offer it. So, Copper, I was thinking that, right? Mind you, when this news was broken to me that the tree was rotting slowly, so we had to get it cut down. This was after we repaired my car, we repaired my wife's car, and we had a leak in the basement. And this was also before the repair of my car, I had to get my car replaced. Like, I traded my car and got another car. Those were some major expenses already. So when she said, the guy said, you have to cut the tree down, I was like, I don't have the funds for this. That's when the neighbor lady said, hey, we'll offer to cut the tree down. She said, you'll be responsible for removing the tree when it's cut down. And I was like, oh, yeah, much appreciated. So I was thinking exactly what you said, Copper. But I asked the guy 3 times. I said, hey, how much is it to get the tree removed afterwards? You know what he said to me every single time? I give you a good deal. I give you a good deal. I was like, I need an exact number. I literally, I'm not joking, y'all. I literally showed him my bank account. So if Coral was the tree guy, right, Coral, and I showed you my bank account, and your response, Coral, was, "I give you good deal." Copper, Angel Kitty, Marie, everybody, would you, Mama Cat, would you assume by or Bear, if I showed you my bank account and I said, and Coral said, "I'll give you a good deal," would it be safe to assume it's within my price range? I would thought so. Never show me your money. I am the tree guy. Oh man. So he said, "I'll give you a good deal." Cool. So I gave them the thumbs up, and to, for her to pay the 5,000 to get the tree cut down. Tree got cut down. Like, I don't have a big yard, okay? It's bigger than some of the European folks here. But it took up 80% of my yard. Like, the trees were huge, Marie. When they were on the ground, the width of the tree was up to 5 feet tall. So they looked at me. The landscape company here wants me to take out a home loan. You know how much it charged to get the tree removed? And this is, as they were doing it, I was talking to my wife. I was like, "Hey, we should," what Copper said, "offer half." Lowest bid I've gotten to put a desert backyard was 28 grand. Oh my God. They told me to get the tree removed, it was another $5,000, and then it will be $1,000 if I want the stump gone. I looked at the guy and said, "Wait, that's how much it is?" And I looked at the guy and said, "I thought you said it was a good deal." He was like, "No, it was a good deal." And I countered him. I was like, "Wait, how much this?" When I gave a lower number, you know what they did? So Coral is the tree guy now. Sorry. Coral, with her whole entire crew. So Coral had a crew of like 8 guys. Coral and her crew, they all just laughed at me. Listen. As an advisor in college, I work with college students all the time. Some of them make amazing decisions, some of them make dumb decisions. I'm not to judge them. I help them with where they're at. Laughing at a client is a big no-no, especially when they're just asking a simple clarifying question. Oh, needless to say, I left them a very nasty review. I shared the story. I agree, Marie. They should have included removal. I shared the story with my neighbor. My neighbor felt bad. They connected me with their tree guy. Their tree guy came and took a look. And he quoted me. He's like, "Oh no, 5,000 is highway robbery. It's still going to be expensive though." Because what happens when you throw it, for those that are want to get tree removed. Give me 1 second. Those that want to get tree removed, when they dispose of trees, it's by the weight. That's what costs a lot of stuff. Increase the price very much. So because of that, he's the new guy. He said it will be $3,000. Still a crap ton of money. But he said that price is good for whenever I'm ready, so no rush. Cool. So we saved. Got the money, called the guy. He came this week, actually, to get the tree removed. Tell me why the day after, y'all. Literally, I think the tree got removed on Tuesday. This was Wednesday. The pipes in the house start leaking. The pipes in the house started leaking, so I had to call the plumber. And that was a whopping $885. That was just me. Sorry, y'all. That's just me venting about the cost of living. We have a cleaning crew who takes it for free. Then they sell it to a program for elders to get free wood. That's how we pay. That's smart. So the awkward thing about the plumber is this: the plumber, he's the original one that came for the first time. The first time he charged me $250 for the pipe. This time was $885 because something got rusted and he had to fix like 3 different pipes. And he broke the news to me. He's like, not anytime soon, but eventually you want to save $1,500, $2,000 because you need to replace all the pipes in your house because they're slowly rusting. I was like, great. Time to rob a bank. Really good firework. And yeah. I'm experiencing right now with you. I spent $9,000 on new. Oh my God, Copper. I'm so. You would think there's certain things in a house that would not cost so much. That's actually the average price right there for copper for doors, because I did look into it too. $9,000 for doors. The awkward thing about the plumber is this. I got the referral from this plumber because there was a coworker of mine. Really nice coworker. She's dating this guy that was a plumber. She connected with me with him for the first time it leaked. Right. He came over this time with this guy, same crew, which, you know, I love talking, clearly. So I'm catching up with the guy. And half of the time I'm talking to him about my coworker, his girlfriend. I was like, oh yeah, she's amazing. Like, if Marie dated Angel Kitty and Angel Kitty's my plumber, you know, I'll catch up with Angel Kitty talking about her butterflies and everything. And then I'll occasionally be like, oh yeah, I saw Marie the other day. Marie is amazing. She helped me with this. I heard Marie told me that this happened. I hope everything's going well. Yada yada. And he started getting quiet. I was like, what's happening? Later I found out when I contacted Marie afterwards, like, hey, just to let you know, Kitty came over earlier. Charged me this much, but you know, was a nice, decent job. Marie tells me, oh yeah, we broke up a while ago. So I was like, wait, you didn't tell me this? So the whole 5 hours Angel Kitty was at my house, I kept talking to Kitty about how amazing the ex was. But Angel Kitty never told me anything, so I kept going on and on and on. If I weren't grandfathered in on my rent, my cost of living will be more than my income. That has been sky high. Posted. Oh, you posted it. Yay. Hold on. Discord time. Hold on. Where's the pictures? I was like, that's not butterflies. I saw Maurice bird for a second. I was like, that's not a butterfly. That's something that can eat a butterfly. But that's not a butterfly. I think Maurice, it's not, I keep saying parrot. It's not a parrot. I'm going to call it parrot for the sake of it, because that's how my head's working right now. The parrot is molting. Okay. Angel Kitty. This is pretty cute. Rise the choke. Wait, how many butterflies do you have now? Wait, hold on. Are those the same ones? No, they're different. Wait, are they the same ones? No, they're definitely different. I'm looking at the patterns on the wings. Parakeets! That's... I'm calling parrots. The mini parrots. Look at the babies. Oh, that's 3. I'm gonna guess, Kitty, you have 8. They're all different ones. There's been... Oh! I was off. When I said 8? Oh, look at... Oh. Honestly, this is actually really cool. This is one thing those that don't know, I used to be a kindergarten teacher. I wish I would have done this in my classroom. Just to see a caterpillar weave a cocoon around itself and then, what do you call it? Not molt. Escape? Evolve? When Metapod evolves into Butterfree. I want to see it live. Oh. Exuna! How you doing? Look at Kitty's new pet. Pupitation. Yeah. Pupitation. Listen, I describe a lot of stuff in Pokemon. In Pokemon terms when they evolve. When the Caterpie evolves into a Metapod and the Metapod evolves into a Butterfree. Oh, that's pretty. They're pretty though. I'm resisting running outside to check my milkweed in my backyard. What's milkweed? Yo, y'all can't be hitting me with new terms. What the heck is milkweed? Milkweed. What's this? Wait, there's types of milkweed. Wait, Bear. Explain to me as if I was a brand new kid. What the heck is milkweed? Is it flowers? It looks like flowers, but then this looks like a weed. I'm gonna send your box after I'm back from the holidays. Oh, so listen. Isuna, no rush. Like no rush at all. I appreciate it. And I say no rush because from what I was told, because I think Isuna, you're outside the country, right? I think the majority of the world. So FYI for anyone that's not paying attention to the news, the majority of the world have stopped shipping to America. So packages from like DHS and stuff have stalled at the port at the countries of origin and have not shipped to America yet because of tariffs. So Isuna, no rush at all. That's why I've been paying attention because I do want to send stuff out, but a lot of stuff is getting tariffed if they come in. And supposedly October, like middle of October, October 15th is supposed to be the date. What happened was news for everybody. There was a body of individuals that said what Trump is doing with the tariffs is illegal. And then there was a body of judges that came afterwards unanimously that said that was also illegal. But they gave Trump essentially until October 15th, I believe, to petition. And by petitioning, it will go to the Supreme Court, who will then determine if the tariffs are illegal or not. If they are determined to be illegal, everything will be finally go back to status quo. But most likely it will be determined legal because the majority of the Supreme Court now are made by judges appointed by Trump himself. So I don't know what's going to be happening, but all I know right now is if you send stuff to America, they're either stuck outside, not able to come in, or you're going to have to pay like a huge tariff on them to get your items. So that's why I said, no worries. If you send them, great. If not, you can literally wait till next year. Or 3.5 years when this is over. Hold on, what's milkweed? Milkweed is super important for monarch butterfly. Oh, they are? Oh, that's why there was that's why there was this picture. Hold on. That's why there was this picture with the monarch butterfly. Of how they will not use the proper term in the news. We are being sanctioned. Bear. Yes, we are. And you know the sad part is we sanction our own self. It was not like some other country. It was like we did it to our own self. Female monarchs only lay eggs on milkweed. Loss of milkweed plants is one reason for the monarch. Really? Well, no, I can plant milkweeds in my backyard. Are they hard to get? Oh man, no, I'm gonna wait because the chocolate will melt. Could you imagine next to that open it on stream and just a pile of brown mush? Bell, wait, what? The terms? Yeah. I forgot the actual terms of how everything went, but there was like one group that said they're illegal, and then it got challenged by like somebody else, and then a whole bunch of judges across the country was like, yeah, it's illegal. Like that power is supposed to reside with Congress, not the president. But now, obviously, Trump is going to petition it, which he has the right to do. And then it's going to go to the Supreme Court, where I know 3 of the recent appointees out of the 9 or something like that are his appointees. And the other half of those that were not his appointees are also Republican. So, we'll see how that goes. I got a feeling it's going to stay the current status right now. The more milkweed, the better. Some sites may offer free seeds. Oh, really? Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they look pretty. They generally look pretty. Yeah. I'm an unofficial milkweed and other faint. These look really pretty. Like I'm not gonna put them all over my yard, but maybe on like the edge next to like the fences. They'll be nice. No, that's not an option. The shapes must be shaped in shapes and not nothing much. I let the milkweed grow wild in my backyard. Weeds are wonderful. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of like just environmental FYI. I always dreamed about having that red house with the white picket fence and like the perfect lawn. And then my wife and a few other folks actually told me grass is actually really bad for the environment. And what you should do is just have weeds everywhere. But doesn't mean the weeds don't have to be ugly. These are some pretty weeds. These are some pretty weeds. We just gotta find them. I just gotta find out where to get the seeds. There should be a store somewhere in Connecticut that has them. When I was a kid, I didn't know if it were weeds or vegetable greens, so I left it. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I got a stupid story about weeds. Perfect lawns are overrated. It takes so much, and they do. Naru, have a good night. Thank you for the 199, by the way. Seriously, thank you for the 199. Much appreciated. Have a good night, Naru. Or, as you said, Con Naru. When I was a kid, this is around the time of the Game Boy, the original Game Boy came out. And I said, oh, I want that Game Boy. And someone in my school was selling it. I think I was in 4th, 5th grade at the time, was selling it. And then I overheard a conversation from another friend talking about how their parents made money. And their parents made money by selling weed. And I was like, oh, you can make money by selling weed? This is me in 4th and 5th grade. I forgot which grade this was, y'all. I went outside to my house when I was a kid. I grabbed a bunch of weeds, especially the dandelions. And I bought them to school in my backpack. And I walked up to this kid that was telling the story. They didn't know who I was. And I handed the weed. I was like, hey, how much weed do you need so I can get the money for the Game Boy? And him and his friend gave me the blankest face ever. And I thought he wanted, like, that wasn't enough. So I reached in my backpack. I was like, no, I got more. I handed more. I took out like more dandelions and more green stuff. And in my head, I was like, oh no, I was supposed to include the roots. I wasn't sure if you need the roots or not. They didn't say anything to me. So I said, oh, they need the roots. So next school day, I came back with more weed. And I made sure the roots were there. And you know when you pull off weeds, there's like dirt. I slapped the dirt off the roots. So I handed it to the kid. And then the teacher came over and was like, Trong. And the kid's name was Jason. I was like, why are you giving Jason these weeds? And I was like, I want the Game Boy. And Jason said his dad sell weed. So I was going to give it to Jason. And Jason could give the dad the weed so I can get money so I can buy the Game Boy. I don't know how much the Game Boy is, but I was trying to figure out how much weed I was supposed to give Jason. And then Jason's face looked at the teachers like, oh no, you're not supposed to know this kind of look. Like the I got caught look. So what happened that day, me and Jason and our other friend, his friend, not my friend, got called to the principal's office. I never understood why until years later. Why when Jason's dad walked in, he gave me the angriest face. I rarely seen the face. Like, I've seen the face to other people, but I never received. I was the front end receiving the face of that. I will mess you up face. And in my head, I never understood why I got that face. I was like, and I was trying to explain this to my parents, and they were just like, meh. They didn't understand. They didn't speak English. So like, oh, you just gave plants and you got in trouble for that? I was like, yeah. And they never explained it to me. Wait, hold on. I feel like I missed chat. What were we saying? It's colonizer BS. Yeah, it's colonizer BS. I get milkweed along the highway because the Department of Transportation seeds. Oh, really? You can get them from the highway. I didn't know that. Okay. Every year, our yards here are grouped and perfect. I have my 6-foot milkweed planting area. Okay, let's go. I also have an old status symbol. If you could have green grasses, meant you did not need to grow food. Oh, Belle, that's true. You were so naive, like my mother. Oh no, Big Suna. Wait, I zoned out thinking about walk for seeds. Weed. Yeah, that were the weeds they should want. Shelter used, my friend. Very let me. Wait, did I ever tell you about my other weed story? We used to grow that the real kind, and my mom came from a surprise visit and she saw the plants and she said, "Oh, child, you finally got some green plants," while touching them and smiled. I don't. To be honest, I don't even know what weed looks like. The weed y'all talking about. I don't even know what they look like. Oh, Jason's family had a visit from child protection. Probably. I didn't see Jason after that year. I don't know what happened to the guy. That weed is easy to grow too. Really? Shelter is not safe. I disagree on that. Sorry. It's easy to avoid trouble. You know about that's true. That was me in 4th or 5th grade, all right? We have such different lives. Let me tell y'all something. This is college now. I'm going to save a lot of other college stories for y'all. But there was one time I had a situation with my roommate freshman year. So second half of freshman year, I moved in with somebody else. All right. Second half of freshman year, I moved in with somebody else. 3 days of me moving in with him. But during those 3 days, y'all know where I'm going with this. I was so hungry. Like, imagine you and I were roommates. It doesn't matter when it was breakfast, lunch, dinner, nighttime. I was hungry. And I ate too. And it wasn't filling me up. And I'm a big eater. I get that. But this was above the norm for me. I was hungry. 3 days. 1 day, 3 days. This is just 3 days of moving in at my university. Just like I said, there's a second semester freshman year. So I was still a freshman. I was still 18. I came back from class. I walked to the dorms. And next thing you know, I was getting yelled at by not the campus security. They were there. I was not getting yelled at by the city police. They were there. I was getting yelled at by the state police to put my hands on top of my head. This is the first time I have ever been handcuffed. I was like, what's going on? I genuinely didn't know what's going on. Secondhand. I didn't know what was going on, y'all. I was put on handcuffs. They told me to wait by the side. Next thing you know, I saw my new roommate getting handcuffs. He was put next to the side of me. I was like, dude, what's happening? And then one of the cops, I remember saying, like, shut up. I was like, huh? I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on. So the cops went in the room. They started checking stuff. At this point, I knew what weed was. I never seen it though, but I knew what weed was. So the cop, I think it was the state police or city police, one of them came out with this jar thing, and they said they put some of the substance they found in the room, the green stuff, into the jar, and they shook it really hard. And they said the darker it is, the more potent it was. And I was like, what is that? And at the time, I was a pre-med student, y'all. I was in a chemistry class, and you know what my head was? I was like, oh no, I did take some chemicals from the chemistry lab. And I put them in my backpack. I forgot to put them away properly. And I was going to do that like the next day. That's what I was going on my head. I said, oh crap. I'm in trouble. because I took chemicals from the chemistry lab. I made sure to identify that smell for my granddaughters when we walked past someone smoke. So you have the advantage of smell, Marie. What happened was I did martial arts a lot when I was a kid. And because I did martial arts, I got hit in the head a lot. I sucked a block in my face. My nose was so deviated, I couldn't smell. Like my first girlfriend, Marie, she was a nursing student. She stuck nail polish up my nose. And apparently nail polish has a really, really strong smell. I couldn't smell it. So when people said I could, when I shared a story with others, like, didn't you smell it? I couldn't. Because at that time, when I ate food, it was all based off of texture. Because I couldn't smell. My son had a similar roommate. That guy just disappeared. We didn't know if the guy was sent to jail or disappeared. Oh, I know what happened to this guy. I can tell you right now. You and your girlfriend did weird things. No, she didn't believe me I could smell. And she said apparently Nick nail polish was like one of the strongest smells ever. I barely have any sense of smell. I feel that. Angel Kitty, yes, thank you for backing me up against Suna. So the cop put the stuff in the jar and shook it, right? The small little vial. The darker it was, the stronger it was. And that's when he told me it was marijuana. The owner of the studio I worked at has never had a sense of smell. I am not alone in this world. Yes, I am not alone in this world. I lost my sense of smell to the flu one year. It was misery. I am not alone in this world. I'm sorry, Marie, but I'm not alone in this world. Bell too? Yes. I'm sorry for all your pain and suffering for everybody, but yay, we are all in the same boat. So my roommate, when they shook the jar, that thing was pitch black, like dark black. And you know what my roommate did? He looked at me and not in whispering tone, in a loud voice. Man, if I known it was that good, I would have sold it for more. At this point, I was obviously I connected 1 + 1. And I looked at him and was like, seriously, you're saying that in front of the freaking cops? And the cops just looked at him and just shook their head. The president of the university had to come down, and he gave his statement that I had just recently moved in and I didn't know any about this. It was because of his statement they actually let me go. But you know, this is where the university was a class act. The guy had to move out, obviously, and they left me with the room the way it was. So yours truly spent a week cleaning up the room, and every single day of that week I was hungry. They didn't send no cleaning crew. They didn't send nobody to clean that room. That was up to me to clean the room. And at that point, I know what was in the room, and I was understanding why I was so hungry. I mean, me and my boyfriend did weird things too, but we did games like pick one by one. A made-up game, and it needs to. Oh no, Suna. Suna. Oh man, but it's so long story short, that roommate got arrested, and I found out later on he was not. He was a dealer for the whole entire state. That's why the state police were involved. But he ended up somehow in the United States military. Yeah, I heard cops trash and go. Yeah. I was like, wait, you're gonna just... So instead of studying, I spent all my time cleaning the room. That was my second freshman year experience in college. I never forgot. Oh, money. I don't need money. I just need to pick up all this stuff here. I don't know here if anybody here has another college story, but I got those for days in spades. But I agree with Marie. This is why you also don't shelter your kids. For those that don't know me that well, my parents, they wanted me to be a doctor, and that's all I could do as a kid. I lived and breathed the medical books. I did nothing but study. After school activities was non-existent. I was fortunate to stay back one day, as long as it was with the teacher. But other than that, I was in my house studying, not allowed to watch movies, not allowed to listen to music unless it was classical. I am a prime example of why you do not shelter kids. This is why when I work with students, I let them fail with control. What that means is if I see something happening, right, between a student and another student, but it's not going to be physical injury, I'm going to monitor the situation, but I'm going to let them be a learning experience. I'm not going to shelter the kid. And then I'll intervene when needed. I didn't go to college, so you didn't miss how much. Only try. My kid's other family does drugs, so they had an education in what not to do from them. It's I can go on for days. This is also part of the reason why I went to education. Should be fun. Oh, I'm not sure if I told you. This is the first time I'm going to be teaching a college class. I taught kindergarten, I taught 4th grade, 1st grade, and high school. This is the first time I'm teaching a college class. And you know the sad part is I'm trained for young kids. I jokingly said this, but everyone at my college said do it. I am ready to bring stickers and give it to my college kids. Like, forget, like college lectures, professors just talk like, hey, my name's Trung, or, Professor so-and-so, this is what we're doing in this class, this is what we're reading this week, this is the notes. I'm not doing that. Like, if Bear is in my class, raises their hand and says, hey, Bear, you got a great answer, nice job. Bring Bear a gold star. Bring candy in. Angsuna answers the question right. Throw Angsuna a piece of candy. My boyfriend introduced me in the life of after clubs, and I've seen tables filled with all kinds of stuff. What's after clubs? What's after clubs? Oh, hold on, I need to cough. There is stuff I still need to learn. Oh man, I don't even know. Should I Google this? Let me see. What is after clubs? I typed in after club into Google. It just showed me a boys and girls club in my city. If you were my instructor, I love getting stickers and candy. Maybe that's why everyone said I should do it. You have regular clubs, dance clubs, and then after clubs are closed when opens after the regular one closes. So after party for the after party. Oh my god, Angsuna. You must have some young energy to be able to stay up for that. Oh god, I've been muting my mic because I've been coughing a lot. I think. Ooh, this might be a sign to call it. Just because my throat's not keeping up right now. I take a class for goods. No. Maybe, I don't know. I gotta come up. I still have to develop my syllabus. The class starts in 2 weeks. I haven't made my syllabus. I haven't picked out the books or anything. Never take Google's first answer. I love Marie. We had help staying awake, Trunk. What, 5-hour energy? I did 5-hour energy once. That thing kept me up. I had trouble falling asleep when I took 5-hour energy. Oh, that and I mixed it with coffee. That was the big no-no right there. Yeah, I was talking to a few professors. We were talking about, teaching and stuff, and I have my own philosophies. I know there's been memes. I think one circled around about this kid when he graduated college. I think it actually ended up on the news. Like, he was proud to boast that he used ChatGPT to graduate. For my students, I think what I'm gonna do is teach them how to actually use AI properly and when to use it and when not to use it. Like, I'm gonna allow AI in my class to a degree. Like, if you fully write your paper with AI, you're gonna get 0 points. But I'm gonna be realistic. That's a tool. Like how the calculator is a tool. I get it. I'm gonna train the students how to actually use it. But they're gonna have to show me how to use. They're using their head too. For said class. I have no idea what 5-hour energy is, but it was in powder form. 5-hour energy, there is a powder form of it. Watch, hold on. This is 5-hour energy. Stacy, how you doing? 5-hour energy, the drink. And I think it comes in powder too. Powder. There's like a little powder you can sprinkle into stuff. Sorry, I've been missing your... Oh, Stacy, it's not you. Star Wars Exercise Plus. Tay, thank you for lurking. Stacy, it's not you. I was away last weekend playing Pokemon Go. And then next Saturday, I got a work event that's all day, so I can't stream either. So I have been inconsistent as well as Stacy. So it's not you, so no need to apologize at all. We are currently talking about 5-hour energy drink. I forgot how we got here. Oh, and Suna used to be able to stay up like for ages. My go-to if I really need to stay up is 5-hour energy, but I know it's not the healthiest for you. Wait, do I have pocket space? I do. I have pocket space. We can get rid of all this stuff. Star! Wait, what you doing for your birthday? Anything fun? What are you and your boy? No, I was about to say boyfriend. Husband. I keep forgetting Star is married. It took me a while. After I got married to my wife, there were some sometimes in my head I would talk about her as if she was my girlfriend. I was like, no, she's my wife now. I'm not sure if that happened to you, Star Chart. Exercising. Can you send me some motivation, please? I think the trick with exercising, because I used to do, believe it or not, I used to do a little bit of bodybuilding, just a tiny bit. With exercising, the trick is to be consistent just for the first 2 weeks. If you can get this first 2 weeks solidly down where you're doing it every single time, it will become habit and you won't have to think about it. 3 weeks to be safe. But if you can do it consistently for 2 weeks, you should be good to go. Oh my god, I forgot I had this down here. Where's my trash can? Seriously, oh my god. I just need a permanent trash can throughout the island. Got to go. Thanks for Belle. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have that much left of my voice for a bit. You were talking about 5-hour energy. I'm talking about more in the lines of your roommate activities. Oh, Suna. Yeah, we're talking about a whole different topic. So far, I'm going to go out to a restaurant with the family. Still figuring out what else to do. What would be good? Yeah. Ooh, restaurant. Hopefully it's a good restaurant. Man, those skates look awesome. I love these things. It gave the illusion. But we gotta fix it for Squid Games. And Marie will get invited over for this. This will be the first time Marie opens up the game 3 months later. Come over at Squid Games. Making me think of Hotel Transylvania. Characters call all the characters his girlfriend, then says your wife. Then he says my wife even better. Oh my, I think I saw that movie once. It was good though. Amy, how are you doing? Is this one? Wait, it's 11:41. Is this when everyone's waking up? It's Texas Roadhouse. Observed with the roles they have. Obsessed with the roles they have. Good bread is always the best way to get customers into a restaurant. Just saying that. That's why I love my Cheesecake Factory. Oh man, I don't have a trash can. And I don't know where I put my trash can. Is there a trash can here? It's almost 5 p.m. Oh my god, Amy. Oh, you're on the other side of the world then. I am actually under the weather. And my mouth is dry as heck right now. And there's no trash can in here? I swore I thought there was a trash can in here. Oh, I thought there was a trash can in here. Star Chart, happy early birthday. I know a few of you just came in. But I'm gonna call it my voice is shot. There will be no stream next Saturday. But the Saturday after, there will definitely be a stream. All my European folks, To everyone that came by, thank you for coming by and lurking. To all my European folks, actually, let me address my American folks first. For all my American Canadian folks, actually just the Americans, enjoy your lunch because it'll be lunchtime soon. To all my European and Canadian folks, sorry about what's America been doing. Why are you not carrying the trash? I thought I picked it up, Marie. I thought I picked it up. Star Chart, aka Carly. Happy early birthday. Breakfast for Capper Valor. I'm gonna go get some water. My throat's gone. This stream was a struggle for my throat. I think y'all can hear how raspy it's getting now. So, oh my god, the talking I have to do. Thank you to Naru for the $1.99. To everyone that renewed their membership through gifts. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Oh, there goes my throat. And plant some the good weed, the legal good weed. No, I actually think both weeds. I think both weeds are legal now. Never mind. But plant the good weeds for the bees and the bugs and the monarch butterflies. Take care, y'all. Bye.